What's up, everybody? It's Brian from USA.Patriot.Cards, and today just wanted to check in and go over a few things that I don't think I've shown that I've picked up recently through trades and whatnot. I'm working on a couple videos that will be coming out soon, just kind of exploring where the sports card market is versus some other asset classes. And I think you'd be pretty encouraged by well, I'm encouraged by what I've found out. So hopefully that will be released soon, that video. In the meantime, I just wanted to get something out today. I'm going to have a goal to get something out every day if possible. I mean, I know life is going to get busy with holidays, and I'm actually looking to change career paths and get back into teaching at some point soon. And so that's going to take up a lot of time from what I'm doing now. So while I can, I'd like to at least try to pump out a video a day, try to grow in this space so that I can just enjoy my cards. One of the things that's most important about being a collector is being able to scratch the itch for collecting without purchasing. Whether that's doing it through trades or whether that's doing it through making content, if you can learn how to scratch that itch without purchasing, you can maximize the dollars that you do spend in this hobby. And so that's very important. Making content is one way that I can scratch that itch, and watching content, frankly, is another way. So I enjoy all the videos that you guys are making out there. Keep them up. When I started thinking about which videos do I enjoy watching the most, you know what? It comes down to I like seeing cards. I like seeing people's cards. So I thought I would show you just sort of what I've been doing lately, talk about some of the reasons why I have these recent pickups. And we're talking over the past couple months. This isn't like one big mail day or anything, so don't think that. But just going to share with you kind of what I've been doing, and hopefully you'll get some entertainment out of it, if nothing else. So let's start with this. I don't know if you guys saw the Sunday night football game, Chiefs and Chargers, but man, Pat Mahomes continued to show why I think he is the best quarterback in the game today. I think he has a chance to be the best quarterback to ever play the game. And it has a lot to do with this guy right here. Every quarterback needs a good receiver or a good tight end. Just somebody to throw the ball to. And in Pat Mahomes' case, he's got one. He's got probably the best tight end of all time. So while he is arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the game, he's got somebody to throw to that is arguably one of the best tight ends in the game. So this is obviously a Contenders playoff ticket. Kelce auto out of 25, still sealed. And I was looking at Kelce's stuff, and there's a lot of stuff out there to choose from, and I'll kind of talk through how I chose this. So obviously his rookie stuff, there's some score stuff, there's some National Treasure stuff, there's some Immaculate stuff, there's some Prism stuff. That's getting pretty pricey right now, and I didn't necessarily want to go in on a rookie card of his. I just wanted something, a nice, Kelce piece I could tuck away for the PC, and anything that has a patch on it with an auto is going to be up over $1,000. So there's no way I was going to play that game. But this is a case hit, if I'm not mistaken, out of Contenders, 13 out of 25, and this was really cheap. So it's on card auto. That's not a rookie, but you don't always have to go after rookie cards, especially if you just want to enjoy something. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. This is going to only go up in value. I have no question of that. So I can enjoy this card, and then when it's time to move it, trade it, sell it, whatever, I know that I will recoup and add value when it's time to let it go. Because, I mean, on-card autos, especially serialed on-card autos of Hall of Famers, uh, is a pretty safe place to be. But I really like this card. Looks great. The person who owned it before me had it obviously in plastic. So whenever you get a card that has a seal on it like this, always make sure that you protect the one touch. Just put it in a little team bag like this. That way you don't scratch up the one touch, because you don't want to ever have to crack this unless you're going to grade it. As long as you can have this seal intact, it's going to add value to the card. So if I scratched up this top loader, right, and then I busted this card out of here, broke this seal, just to put it in a fresh, clean top or a one touch, I'm losing value right there because I'm breaking the seal. Because as long as that seal is intact, the next owner automatically knows this card hasn't been taken out, it hasn't been handled, it's factory fresh, and it always has gem potential, and that's important. So happy to add that. The next piece is just, I'm a Maverick nut, and this was like dirt cheap. Tim Hardaway Jr. Red Prism rookie. It's a pop 1. It's not. Yeah, is it serial numbered? Yeah, there it is. 13 out of 99. 13 or 18. I can't tell what that is. Can you? Let's see. 18? Yeah, 18 out of 99. And I guess that is irrelevant as long as, if it's not the jersey number. But Tim Hardaway, I don't know how much longer he's going to be a Maverick. He always comes up in trade talks. He's definitely expendable, but he also is somebody that is nice to have coming off the bench because he scores a lot of points. He's a streaky shooter. And he's somebody that if, like, Luka were to go down for an extended period of time, or, he something like that, if you ever lose some of your scoring punch, it's nice to have a Hardaway Jr. there to be willing to take on that task, because he is definitely willing to shoot the ball. This one, oh man. This one was a bit of a spec play. Of course, I obtained it before the news and the cut that the Spurs made on him. He's out there floating in no man's land right now. This is a blue shimmer out of 30. I read good things about Josh Primo, and when they traded DeJounte Murray to the Hawks, it was to open up room for him. And I read some things about how young he was, about how he was still growing, about how, sky was the limit for this kid, how the Spurs really liked him. And so it was a spec play. Come to find out, all the way back to I think early 2022, the Spurs were getting reports allegedly that he was exposing himself to women. So I don't know what the straw that broke the camel's back on that was, and why 2 weeks into the season they finally cut him. But I think they were willing to just see if he could get some help and get better and put that behind him. But apparently he wasn't able to, and so this is this goes up with a purchase I made a couple years ago when my son came to me and told me how much he liked Trevor Bauer. This is a true story. Trevor Bauer has a big presence on YouTube, or at least he did before, all of the stuff that he's involved in came up. And a lot of the young kids, my son was like 12, 13 at the time, playing baseball. He's a big-time baseball player. He enjoyed watching Trevor Bauer's YouTube videos, about pitching and about behind the scenes in the Major League Baseball clubhouse, and just what it's like to be a Major League Baseball player day to day. Bauer was showing that to the kids, and he was growing in the YouTube space. And so my son told me he liked him, asked for one of his cards. I bought one of the first I bought his first Bowman auto. I think BGS 9.5. Literally and a shirt that said Bauer Power. Literally 2 days later, the allegations come out. If you don't know what he's alleged to have done, Google it. Crazy. So it's like I'm jinxed a little bit. But that's just the nature of sports cards. Is these people are human beings, and you can't control what they do on and off the court in the field. And sometimes, they don't make the best decision, and it impacts a lot of people. Last on that list to worry about our sports card collectors. Obviously, the victims are first, but it does trickle down. So this one is a CeeDee Lamb stained glass rookie. BGS 9.5. Centering is the 9. The rest 9.5s. I think the more and more I see Beckett 9.5s going for 50, 40, 60% of a PSA 10, the more I look for 9.5 BGS cards, because I think the PSA 10 is 4 times what this is. Now, if I'm looking to make a flip, or hoping that that CeeDee has a good run, and looking to maybe make a little play on this, it might make sense to go into the 10. But as the market gets more unpredictable, I think it's safer to be in something that is less expensive and thereby safer. Now, you might not realize as much on the upswing, but that's not always what it's about. And I'm a Cowboy fan, and this is just a cool card. It comes out of 2020 Prism. I think these are case hits. They might be multi-case hits. I don't know, but I know this is a nasty pull. If you pulled this, graded it, got it back, you'd be stoked. And I bet to open a box of 2020 Prism football would be insanely expensive at this point. So always about buying the cards you like, never ripping. I just don't rip ever. Here's another recent ad. I like him. Matter of fact, I think that Darius Garland at this point is probably your 3rd or 4th best point guard in the league. You got Luka. You got Curry. And then you've got a mix of guys. Jaw. But I think that Darius Garland has leaped over Trae Young. I put a post out on my Instagram asking people which would they rather have, the Prism Choice Red Trae Young, which is a color match, or the Prism Choice Red Darius Garland. And most people said Trae Young still. I think Trae Young has had a lot of time to prove himself, and I just think at this point, and I've heard others say it, especially Luka Nation, shout out to them, he's just a chucker at this point. He shoots the basketball, he gets hot sometimes, but his teams haven't improved. I haven't seen Trae Young take a team to a better place, or push a team further down the road. And that could be, to people that are around him. But Darius Garland right now is about half of what Trae Young is. So give me a kid, an up-and-coming point guard. I think he's only 23. That's half price Trae Young, and I'm in it all day. And these choice reds are out of 88. They're really nice, especially if you have a red team that it can color match to. This one, I don't know what to think about him yet. I think he's still in a position. He's on a team that is going to stick with him. I don't think that is it Joe Flacco behind him in New York? I'm not sure. I'd have to check, to be honest. I should have done that before I started this video, but I like Zach Wilson. I love Contenders optic. I used to hate it. The hobby hates it. The hobby doesn't, for some reason, appreciate on-card chrome Contenders optics. I don't know why. They don't do nearly as well as the flagship Contenders, and I can understand that. But I mean, if you're comparing this to a sticker Prism Auto, I mean, I'd take this optic Contenders all day long. I like it better than the just regular optic, because it is, it does have some, what's the word? Yeah, I think Contenders football go together, sort of like Prism and basketball. Contenders basketball is not as big, not as popular a product as Contenders football, and so this is a Contenders offshoot, and I really like the optic version of this. You can get them dirt cheap, and so I'm hoping that Zach Wilson can do just enough to let that defense win games for the New York Jets. And this is a card that I'll probably be looking to move as they get closer to the playoffs. All he's going to have is one decent game. I know he's coming off a horrible game in which the Patriots beat him on a punt return after it was 3-3. But I still like him. He's dirt cheap. A couple white sparkles. Travis Etienne. A lot of people think he is the premier running back in football right now. And he looks to be every bit of that. He reminds me of Barry Sanders-ish. I mean, he has some juke in him. He's super fast. He's powerful. He's on a young and upcoming team. I like the Jaguars. I like Trevor Lawrence. Love Doug Peterson. Yeah, these white sparkle prisms are just insane. Beautiful cards. It's a white card, with some white and teal sparkles in there. It goes really well with this uniform color match here. So, pick that up. This one as well. Oh, stuck in there. Devin Singletary. Now, I don't think he's quite as dynamic as Travis Etienne, but he plays for arguably the best team in football. Whether it's the Chiefs or the Niners or the Bills, there's Cowboys even. This definitely probably won't be in my collection long. My brother-in-law is a huge Bills fan, and he's already asked me about it, and I haven't got back to him yet because part of me wants to maximize my return on this, and part of me feels bad for asking that from my brother-in-law. If you see this, Jeremy, shout out to you. But I just don't know, as they get closer to the playoffs, how bad somebody's going to want this. I mean, Singletary's definitely had a good run of games recently. I think he scored a couple touchdowns in their last game, so this will be one that I think I'm going to have to float out there and see what kind of offers I get back. And that's part of that's part of the game. I mean, my brother-in-law has a really nice Josh Allen RPA that I inquired about. I told him where I'd be on it, and I think he wants to get more for it, so I don't blame him at all. And that's kind of where I'm at here, although I haven't even talked to him about it. So to be fair, I mean, he might be willing to give me a fair offer, but pick that up. And then lastly, this was an auction. I think it ended around $75. 2018 Chronicles Doncic. Look at how beautiful this card is. Refractor. So if you don't know much about Chronicles has a set in all three major sports: baseball, football, and basketball, and Panini product. And what's cool about Chronicles is there are different sets that are not mass produced in Chronicles, Studio being one of them. So you might open a pack of Chronicles and get a Studio. You might get a what was it? What are those things? Oh shoot! I have the oh my gosh, it's gonna drive me nuts. Hold on. Do I even have that in here? I can't think of the set. And that's not in here. It's a black card. Hold on. I don't know if that was a Chronicles. This is what I was talking about, Obsidian. Sorry about that. Yeah, so you could pull, I don't think, matter of fact, I think all three of these cards are Luka Chronicles. Well, this doesn't say Chronicles, it just says status. But you can tell, so these are both out of Chronicles. So Obsidian, Basketball, Studio Basketball. You can just pull different sets. So that's pretty cool. And then they have some base cards in there, but that are actually Chronicle based, but they're garbage paper cards. But yeah, I mean, I was looking on eBay, if you bought a box of 2018 Chronicles, I think they're going for between $850 and $1,000. Okay, so let's say you spend $1,900 after shipping and tax, and you get the box, and you open it up, and you pull a Luka rookie Studio refractor here. Okay, and I don't know if it's necessarily refractor, but it does refract, so I don't think there's two versions. But anyway, you pull this, you're happy, right? Hey, it's a Luka rookie. I might grade this. So you send it off, you spend the $30 it costs to grade, plus the insurance, plus the shipping there, plus the shipping back. Now you're well into this card for over $1,000 and happy, right? I mean, happy. You opened a 2018 Chronicles box and you pulled a Luka rookie. Literally, this was like, I think, $75 total. Again, it goes back to what I said earlier. Don't rip. It's fun if you have a son, daughter, whatever. You just want to like blow off some steam. I get it. It's fun. Trust me, I know. But it's a losing proposition. And when you have products like Prism, that you do have like a 0.001 chance of pulling a gold rookie of somebody, you're paying over $1,000 for that box. So if there's even a chance that you have to pull a big, huge card, that's going to be baked into the box price. So just go out, target people that you like, target players you like, and buy the singles. Matter of fact, buy graded singles, because then you don't have to get stuck with a bunch of nines. I was in a Facebook group this morning that guys were trying to sell their base cards. This guy he had 2,000 base cards, and he wanted a nickel a piece for 2,000 base cards. For $100 you could, and plus shipping, you could have, essentially, boxes and boxes and boxes worth of junk that he opened, pulled out everything that was worth anything, and he's left with all this just junk. And he wants somebody else to take it for $100. People were laughing at him like, man, literally they're like a quarter of a cent each. So four commons equals 1 penny. So whatever that equals out to be, 4,000 would be $100. Is that right? I don't know what the math on that is. Anyway, you get my drift. If you don't want a bunch of nines that you can't move, if you don't want a bunch of base taking up every inch of your office, don't rip. Okay, just go after the cards you like, buy raw at shows when you can actually see them, and buy graded, whatever you can afford. If you can only afford 9s, or if it's a big card and an 8, and that's all you can afford, go for it. But when you can target cards that you want that are already graded, it'll take you a lot further down the road in your collection than trying to hit something in a break or trying to just pull something out of a box. So that's all I have. I'm going to work on that asset class video and show you where you'd be had you, let's say, purchased like back at the height of the market instead of buying sports cards. If you would have been buying Bitcoin or gold or real estate, where would you be? And we'll see how sports card stacks up. But thanks again for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.